Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to take a look at the performance of the Strength Vegeta, or the Strength Super Saiyan God Vegeta, after his recent Extreme Z Awakening on DBZ Dokkan Battle Global. So obviously Vegeta recently got his EZA, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see how well he does. I think compared to Goku, Vegeta's EZA is a bit more versatile in the current content, whereas I think it won't age as well as Goku's, due to Goku's being a bit more niche. In terms of super attack, or in terms of leader skill, Vegeta is a super strength lead of 130% across the board. On his super attack, he greatly raises attack permanently, causes supreme damage to the enemy, and greatly lowers defense. In terms of his passive skill, he has Ki +3 and attack and defense of 150% with a high chance 50% of guarding all attacks. He then also has an additional attack and defense of 77% for 3 turns after receiving an attack. He has a medium chance of launching an additional super attack, which is 30%, with a great chance, which is 70%, of stunning the attacked enemy when there is a movie bosses or pure Saiyans category enemy. He has Saiyan Warrior Race, Godly Power, Super Saiyan, Over in a Flash, Prodigies, Warrior Gods, and Fierce Battle as his link set. And he has Realm of the Gods, Pure Saiyans, Movie Heroes, Vegeta's Family, Siblings Bond, Worthy Rivals, Bond of Master and Disciple, Gifted Warriors, and Power Beyond Super Saiyan as his categories. Overall, Vegeta can achieve a 342% boost for his defense and attack after receiving the attack for 3 turns. Once the 3 turns expire, it will have to reset. The big issue with Vegeta is whether his guard will proc or not. If his guard procs, Vegeta is going to be incredible. If his guard does not proc, you're going to be seeing a much limited version of him. One really cool thing about Vegeta's design comparatively to Goku is, although Vegeta's guard is a chance to proc, that does mean in theory Vegeta is a lot more usable across the board. For example, I would only use Goku in the movie bosses red zone, whereas Vegeta can be considered to be used in both movie bosses and in the GT red zone. Very similarly, Vegeta is a lot more versatile in a lot of ESPR and SPR due to this fact. However, of course, in the big events like LGE, LVE, and of course the movie bosses red zone, Vegeta's impact will definitely be a lot more of a gamble comparatively to a unit like Goku. But that's really the big difference between them. Vegeta is a unit that's a bit more versatile in the current meta across the board and across categories, whereas Goku is a unit that's going to stand the test of time in the niche role that he performs, which is obviously being the best unit in the game to take on movie bosses or pure Saiyans enemies. And because of the fact that those categories are quite big, that does mean that I think Goku is probably better than Vegeta. But overall, still a very, very good unit in Vegeta, and I think one that's a bit underrated comparatively. He shares 6 links with Goku, so we will be linking him with Goku first up. And you can see his defense was pretty solid, sitting at around the 130 or so thousand mark. Now Vegeta will have over 200,000 defense once he receives a single hit. Although his guard did not activate there, you can tell by the fact that there was a blue arrow going upwards, which means that Goku did indeed have the type effective advantage. So Vegeta's guard did not proc. Obviously it's a Dokkan event, so it doesn't really matter too much. And Vegeta's going to have upwards of over 200k defense now, which is pretty solid. I think what they could have done is made Vegeta raise his defense for 1 turn. I think that would have put him in a really good spot. I think Vegeta raising his defense for 1 turn only on his super attack would have really made him a lot better. Especially in the turns where his guard does not proc. I think that would have immediately solved any issues with him and just made him a very, very solid unit. That being said, he can put up some pretty monstrous attack stats, and I think overall he still looks really, really solid. I personally really like him. I think he's a great unit. I think he does a lot of really good work across the board. I think a lot of people will be able to use him as well, so I think overall he's a very exciting, very good unit to try and utilize. So I've quite enjoyed using him, and like I said, I think he does tend to have a bit more versatility. So here we're going to stick him in the middle section. He's going to have 6 links activated. He's going to have a little bit more attack links. He won't have the support of the AGL God Goku on this rotation, but it'll be interesting to see how he does. Now remember, he's at 224,000 defense, which is pretty good. And we've got that 50% chance to proc God. So we're going to get a pretty good idea of how well he does here, which will be interesting to see. And then I think obviously we'll try him out on a Vegeta's family team and see how he goes there. So very good attack stat from Vegeta, 4.8 million, no support on the rotation, which is very solid. And then he's going to fire off the attack, and at this point now he has his guard active, which is very, very good. Something that is important to note is, for example, Goku, in my review of Goku, took about 20k from a type disadvantage super attack when he was facing Zamasu. The thing with Vegeta is you can face him against a Hybrid Saiyans unit, a Time Travelers unit, a non-movie boss unit, a non-pure Saiyans unit, and you're going to see a very good performance from Vegeta as long as his guard procs. So Vegeta's kind of the unit that could potentially perform really well in all situations, whereas Goku is a unit that performs perfectly in certain situations. And I think you just need to decide which one you prefer more. Do you like the cookie cutter style build, or do you prefer a unit that essentially can self-carry certain hard content, which I think is what Goku does to a certain extent. Especially defensively, he saves a lot of people a lot of trouble. Now, with that being said, Vegeta is very, very solid, and I think he's slept on quite a bit. I think he definitely obviously hits the better attack stats of the two, which is always something that's very good. He hits some really high attack stats. I think in terms of build, you definitely want to go full crit on Vegeta, because he does already have that 30% chance of launching an additional super attack. So full crit on this guy will help to maximize those increased attack stats and that additional super. So yeah, I think crit is definitely the best way to build him. You obviously only get the 1 turn stun from him as well, so I don't think there's a lot of value in seeking more additional attacks. He can definitely proc his stun off of a normal attack, but I just don't see the additionals being required, especially since it's 70% chance for him to essentially proc that stun. So that's a very, very decent amount of chance. So you're not going to have to rely on the follow-up attack to potentially stun as often as you would with other units. So I think for the most part definitely is pretty solid from Vegeta from that perspective. But yeah, so in terms of raw stats, we're going to get a pretty good look at Vegeta here. We're probably going to see his best performance. This is kind of what I meant by how Vegeta is a very versatile unit. In this event we're facing a Hybrid Saiyan, which wouldn't proc any of Goku's additional benefits. And Vegeta is going to have the majority of his toolkit available. The only thing he'll be missing is his stun, which isn't the biggest thing in the world. So yeah, definitely going to get a really good look at him here. So in terms of starting defense, we have 148,000, which is pretty good right off the bat. Obviously we have a very big support in the form of the Xeno Vegeta, but I think for the most part, yeah, Vegeta is going to look very, very good here. So we're going to receive an attack, which is fine. We take it with guard, which is great, and then we follow up with a nice big chunky attack stat, which is always really, really good to follow up with. So immediately we can see the big benefit of Vegeta. You know, his guard is not dependent on category, so immediately you can make him more versatile. The thing is, they could have made his guard tied to facing a pure Saiyan or a movie boss category unit, and you would have essentially had another really, really good unit for those certain stages. The only issue is it then would have ruined his versatility across the rest of the game. So you kind of have to evaluate them as such. You know, Vegeta is definitely the better offensive unit of the two of them. I think Vegeta as a whole definitely has the greater versatility, but I think in their specific situations, I think Goku is the better performer. If you are facing a movie boss or a pure Saiyans unit, Goku is going to be the unit that gives you that real excitement, that really intense abilities and performance. So for me overall, honestly, I think they're about even in terms of where I see them in the game. But I think Goku's maximum is definitely higher than Vegeta's because of that reason, that he's designed to have a higher max potential in a very specific situation. Yeah, facing a movie boss enemy, Goku's unkillable, which is fantastic. And it means that Goku probably overall will last a lot longer than Vegeta in content. Vegeta is great across most endgame content right now, but the moment content moves into another tier or takes a step up, then obviously you're going to start seeing Vegeta fall off, whereas Goku will always kind of be relevant in any content against a pure Saiyan or a movie boss's enemy, which, you know, speaks to his design, and I think it's obviously a very good design. But yeah, that's just kind of the difference between the two of them. But we saw Vegeta here with 300k in terms of defense, which is really solid, especially considering he has that 50% guard chance. So overall, I think Vegeta did a really good job. But yeah, so in terms of the links that you want to focus on for Vegeta, the main issue Vegeta has as a unit is that he has only over in a flash, which is solid when you want to pair him up with Super Saiyan 3 or other, Super Saiyan God only units. But there's a huge issue when you want to pair him up basically with anyone else. So he doesn't even have royal lineage or anything for the Vegeta's team. He doesn't have prepared for battle. So immediately has a very big problem. So any unit you can get over in the flash with is basically Vegeta's best running mate by default. Fortunately, he does have Ki plus 3, so you don't need it as much as you needed previously, or just in general. But it still really helped. Basically, yeah, like it still really helps. So yeah, he has a high chance of guarding, which is always great, but he doesn't gain any defense from his links. Again, pretty much all of them are attack-based links, very similar to Goku. Over in a flash gives him 7% attack, Super Saiyan 5% attack. All of this is really solid and means that his attack stats can get even higher. But if you're interested in link leveling for defensive purposes, there's really no need. He really does not gain that much at all from link leveling, or he doesn't gain anything at all from link leveling for a defensive purpose, but he does gain quite a bit offensively. I think he gains in total around somewhere like 30% attack, and he gains a 5% crit chance as well, which is pretty decent. It's definitely not bad in any way, shape or form. So yeah, overall he does a pretty good job, but I think his link set is pretty limited because he only has over and a flash. The rest is okay. Fierce Battle is strong, Super Saiyan is strong, Saiyan Warrior Race is strong for a hybrid Saiyans or pure Saiyans team. Godly Power and Warrior Gods is okay when you're linking up obviously with other god based units. And Prodigies services him on a Vegeta's team, but because he doesn't have prepared for battle, it is going to be quite difficult to find a running partner with him. So your priority is obviously to have over in a flash, because it's not just about him, it's also about his running partner, who probably won't have a key link if he doesn't have over in a flash. But yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to Vegeta's links. Not too much to go through because they're okay. I would definitely say they are a moderately fine link set, but yeah. But that's it from me. Let me know your thoughts down below and leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Until then, take care and bye.